Hi, it's Hope and welcome to the video. This is going to be my vlog for October 10th through the 16th. And yeah, so let's just start off by what I'm currently reading. I'm currently reading Aristotle and Dante, Dive into the Waters of the World by Benjamin Alricinaz, and that is the sequel to Aristotle and Dante, Discover the Secrets of the Universe. And in that we essentially follow two boys, Aristotle and Dante, as they become friends one summer, and it's pretty much just the first book is just their friendship over the span of a year and them realizing they might have feelings for each other, and then book two, Waters of the World, essentially is them as they've started a relationship, but they have to keep it a secret because we are in 1987 or 88, so it's kind of illegal for them to actually be in a relationship and highly frowned upon, and it's just them navigating their final year of high school and dealing with everything else, and I'm really enjoying it so far. And yeah, but the main reason I wanted to start this vlog is because I have the biggest opportunity right now. Like, I'm talking, I am shaking, I am crying, I literally cried almost, and that is, so let's do a little backstory. So it was live sprints on Kaylani from Kaylani Simply Me's channel, featuring Clint from Reed's Reader and Melanie from Completely Melanie, and it was just live sprints, and then there was a book that Kaylani was reading that a few of the other people in the chat were either reading or wanting to read, myself included, and that led to this possibility of doing this like read along. And on the and I was like, yeah, I want to do this, I want to join the buddy group where we're talking about it and all that. So now I'm part of Buddy Reads, which I'm going to be reading, like buddy reading Wolf Song with the group starting tomorrow. That I'm very excited for. But then I also get a message today because I commented on the video that on Clint's channel. I'll leave that linked below, the announcement video for it's called the Pack Along. Essentially we are reading over the next 4 months the 4 books in the Green Creek series by TJ Cloon, the first book being Wolf Song. And essentially I commented on the video, was like, hey, if you need a co-host for the live, I'd be more than happy. And then today I get a message saying, hey, do you want to be a co-host for the live show on November 6th? I'm sorry, fucking what now? I was like low-key, like, I wasn't joking, but I was like, oh, I'm not gonna be able to because I literally have like 50 subscribers. So I was like, oh, I'm such a small channel, probably won't want to, like, he probably wouldn't want somebody with such a low channel number. And all that. So now I have that opportunity, which I'm like shaking about because I'm like, oh shit, I've done one live before, and that was live reading sprints on Ashley from Ashley's Media Addiction, like her channel, and that was a scary thing. And then now I'm like, this is how I feel. Like, I've had two of my reading, my YouTube dreams are now coming true in the last few months, because I wanted to do live sprints, which I might eventually do my own, I'm just a little scared to, but I joined Ashley's, and now I'm joining a live discussion for Wolf Song and probably maybe even the rest of the books. So I'm like terrified and my light's going off, and I just feel like I have nobody in my life to share this excitement with, so that's why I'm telling the vlog. Other than that, today I am just editing my YouTube video and then freaking out about this, and I will be starting a new physical read tonight, but I'll talk about that when I go to start it. And yeah, I can't really think of anything else I want to say, so talk to you later. Okie dokie, so it is 9:30 and the last time I vlogged was earlier. So since then I finished editing my video. I finished the ebook that I had started, which was The Tower of Nero by Riordan, which is the 5th and final book in the Trials of Apollo series. If you don't know what that's about, it's essentially the god Apollo turns human and has to go through these prophecies. And I gave The Tower of Nero 4 stars. I think it's my favorite in the series. But I don't really have any strong opinions on it. I'm glad. I'm glad to be done this series. Why I say glad to be done this series is because even though it's the end of this series, there will be another series featuring some of these characters in 2023. The characters of Will and Nico from the Riordan verse are getting their own. Is it a book? Is it a series? I don't know. I think it's like a series or probably at least a trilogy. And I'm very excited for that, especially where the Tower of Nero ended off on their storyline. And then I also read the first chunk of Check Please Book 2, Sticks and Stones by Ngozi Ukazu, and this is essentially, it's a kind of hockey-based graphic novel where in the first book and this book we follow Biddy, who goes to university and joins the hockey team, and it's him playing hockey, being a baker, having this YouTube channel about both of those topics, as well as just him interacting with his teammates. And in this the second book, which the second book is split up into his third and fourth year in university, so his junior and senior year. The first book, which is Check Please Book 1 Hockey, which I read last month, is his first 2 years. So yeah, and this one, the main, I don't know, so far I'm really enjoying this. The first chunk is his third year of university, and it's basically just him and his boyfriend dealing with revealing their relationship to the people that they know and all of that. And that's literally basically the entire premise is his boyfriend's hockey career, and then Biddy's own year at university. Yeah, really enjoying it. It'll probably be a 3.5 or a 4 star. I know the book one was a 3.5 rating, so this I'm expecting to be a 3.5 or 4. And I'm borrowing this from my local library, so I don't own it, but I'm borrowing it, and it's just a fun, cute thing. I'm trying to find a thing that I can show you that isn't this is kind of the art style. This is literally page 4. And I really like this art style. It's very cute. So yeah, that's what I read tonight. And I'm going to be continuing with Aristotle and Dante, Dive into the Waters of the World. I don't know how much of that I plan on reading, because also I am on a deadline. I have until Friday to finish my new adult fantasy romance series. Not series, book. Jesus fuck, imagine finishing the series before Friday. I don't even have book 2 outlined, fuck. But the first book in that, I don't know how many book series, it's going to be at least 2. But I need to finish that book before Friday, because that is the deadline I've set. I've already extended that deadline once, so I won't do it again. I do only have 1-ish chapters to write, so it is doable-ish. And so that's gonna be a bit exciting, because I've been working on this book since June, so kind of all summer, and then now leading into fall, and I'm very excited to get it done, but at the same time I'm simultaneously terrified because of revisions and rewrites. Oh my gosh, that is the bane of my existing, as well as editing. So I need to really work on writing, so I might eat until 10, because I want to make some food, and then read till 11, and then write till 12, and then go to bed, because it's Thanksgiving tomorrow for us Canadians, and I got put in charge of making everything. My mom was supposed to make the turkey, but she didn't want to, so I got put in charge of it. I'm lucky we're not stuffing the turkey, or I touched the turkey earlier, I almost vomited. Nope, I'll eat turkey, I don't want to touch raw turkey. And then I'm doing all of the sides, so the mashed potatoes, the stuffing, the vegetables, the gravy, what else? The pie that I have to make in the morning. I think that's everything. I think everything else is already made. The juice, I guess. We are only having one person over because of COVID. We're having a close family friend over. And I am excited for that because, well, food. I love food. But I probably won't update until tomorrow evening, I'm gonna say, because, well, the morning making food, afternoon the family friend being here, and then also I typically don't update till the evening because most of my typical day, like my typical work weekday, Monday through Friday, is I'll get up, I'll go to work, I'll come home, eat lunch, well, a late lunch, do schoolwork, supper, and then read, and then the cycle kind of repeats. So there's no use of updating until like the evening. So yeah, this clip is probably like, super long, so I'm gonna end it. So it is 6:15 on Monday here, and I just finished uploading my reading vlog for last week, and I haven't done anything reading related, but I am going to do that. I'm not gonna read any of Check Please tonight because I really want to focus on starting the buddy read for Wolfsong, which, if you don't know what it's about, neither do I really. Honestly, all I know is Gay Werewolves, and that's literally it. Adult Gay Werewolves. It's TJ Cloon. I've heard amazing things. I'll just quickly read a little bit of the description just so that you know a little bit about it. So, Ox was 12 when his daddy taught him a very valuable lesson. He said that Ox wasn't worth anything and people would never understand him. Then he left. Ox was 16 when he met the boy on the road, the boy who talked and talked and talks. Ox found out later the boy hadn't spoken in almost 2 years before that day, and that the boy belonged to a family who had moved into the house at the end of the lane. Ox was 17 when he found out the boy's secret, and it painted the world around him in colors of red and orange and violet, of alpha and beta and omega. Ox was 23 when murder came to town and tore a hole in his head and his heart. The boy chased after the monster with revenge in his blood-red eyes, leaving Ox behind to pick up the pieces. It's been 3 years since that fateful day, and the boy is back, except now he's a man, and Ox can no longer ignore the song that howls between them, and I'm very excited for this. I think the group messages are starting to flood in a little bit, because I am buddy reading this with a bunch of people, on, like, we have an Instagram group. Oh no, it's not. That notification wasn't the Instagram group. I've been having messages all day, and, this is also a part, I've already kind of mentioned it, the announcement is down below, but I'm going to definitely be starting that, and then also continuing Aristotle and Dante, Dive Into the Waters of the World. One thing that I'm realizing is this week is going to be Queer AF because of, well, Aristotle and Dante, Check Please, Wolfsong, and then I'm also going to be reading Her Royal Highness by Rachel Hawkins. Rachel Hawkins? Is that who it's by? Also later this week. So like it's just gonna be filled with a bunch of queer shit, and I'm like, I did not plan this. I guess this is just me. Well, I also technically might be reading There's Someone Inside Your House by, who the fuck is it by? Stephanie Perkins. So that will be the odd one out, maybe, if I read it this week. I don't know when I'm reading it, maybe this week, if I have the time. Okay, so it is 7 o'clock. It feels like it's so much later than that. It feels like it's like 8 or 9 at least. But well, let's start off with let's restart that. What I read last night is I read up to 50%, I think, of Aristotle and Dante, Dive Into the Waters of the World. I'm not exactly sure. I don't have my iPad, what I'm reading on, open right now, so I can't see because I forgot to update Goodreads. Because, yeah, I didn't update Story Graph either. And I'm really enjoying that. I'm slowly trudging through it. Slowly. It's book release date. So I do really want to have it finished by the end of the week because, well, I was supposed to review it before it came out, and it was the book's release date today. Or at least, right? Let's just check. So just check the Neck Alley and see what that says. But yeah, I think it's today. Yeah. I haven't seen anything on it on my timeline. On like Twitter or Instagram. Yeah, and then I also read the first, well, because I'm buddy reading it, we have this split up between like yesterday and I think our final day for reading it is Saturday. I think, because then that gives us one day off to read, and then before starting another one till the 16th. I don't know when the 16th is. The 16th is, yeah, Saturday. So I read yesterday's pages last night, and I read today's pages this morning before work, and I'm now 29% in, and it's going to be a 5-star read. I'm absolutely loving Wolfsong. I've laughed, I've almost cried, I've gotten secondhand embarrassment, and I'm so excited to where we're going to go because we left off at a funny moment. Because let's just say, like, I'm trying to think of what I can say without spoilers, but I love the family dynamic because we have, essentially what I can say without spoilers is we have Ox who, like, he becomes friends with, like, the Bennett family, and it's just, like, and the Bennetts are, like, a family, there's, how many of them? 6? There's 3 kids, 3 adults. Yeah, 6 people. And he just kind of slowly becomes friends with them because they moved down the lane from him. And I love the, like, I don't know, I love the family dynamic of how they kind of, like, take him under their wing and then also slowly integrate Ox's mother into, like, their little, like, family, their little pack, if you will. But yeah, I love that dynamic. I just love all of the characters' dynamic and character interactions, and I'm very, 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 very excited to see where it goes. If I wasn't buddy reading it, I would binge it, but I'm buddy reading it, so I don't want to jump ahead. I don't want to jump ahead and then say something in the group chat and spoil it, because I sure as hell would. But like, that's gonna be a 5-star read, which makes it even more exciting because, well, if you get a 5-star read and you're doing a live show about it, you're gonna remember things for the live show, and then, yeah, the only thing that I have that makes me a little bit uncomfy, well, there's 2 things that make me a little uncomfy with the book, but the one is much more, is that is it the love interest? I guess you can kind of say, like, that possible thing has the same name as my dad. That's gonna get weird at some point. It's definitely gonna get weird at some point. I'm like, let's just forget about that. So yeah, I don't like that, but like, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. And then tonight I made it to page 242 of Check Please, which is about halfway through senior year. I would read more, but I'm just like, not that I'm not enjoying it, I'm thoroughly enjoying this, but I just want to crawl into bed, relax. Today I think I'm just having a little bit of an off day, so I'll finish this tomorrow. That's perfectly fine, like, whatever. Okay, so it's 4 o'clock and I've gone to work. I've read today's pages for Wolfsong and have cried my eyes out, and also have laughed my ass off. This is the kind of book where you're either, I said this in the chat, is you're either laughing or crying. There's no in between, and I love that. Last night I made it to 75% of Aristotle and Dante diving into the waters of the world, and I'm really enjoying it. Like, I don't really have anything else to say besides I'm enjoying it. I do really enjoy these characters. I enjoy the setting. And that's pretty much like all I can say. I got book mail today though. That's the main reason why I wanted to do this clip. And so when I came home from work, there was an Amazon package in the mailbox. It's been pouring rain all day. So I at first was like, oh no, the books are ruined. But they are perfectly fine. So the first book is The Kingsmen by Nora Sakovic. This is the third and final book in the All for the Game trilogy. I need to put my alternate desk jacket on, which I'm so excited to do, and also I have to convince myself that I don't need to binge read this series, although I might try to fit it all on my TBR in November and binge read the series in November. I think that's the best thing because I'm dying to reread this and like tab the crap out of it. Like it's just going to be tabbed super well. And then the other book I got is Persuasion and Deceit by Tony Wall. This is a book that I guess I have almost like a lot of connection with, because this is the first book that I ever got to beta read front to back, like the whole story. Before this one, I did get to beta read the first 15 chapters of The Haunting Life of Huntley Parish, the first 6 chapters of Bonded Fate by Beck Michaels, and the first 5 chapters, it was like first like 50 pages of Run for Cover by Louise Willingham, and that book is the only book that I've ever beta read for that hasn't been published, so it's kind of, I love that one. But Persuasion of Deceit, I'm really excited for it because my name is in the acknowledgements, and so it's just like, I also have, where's the mug? I have this little mug that says the book's name, and then it has my name, which I didn't know, which matches the, if I can find it, the like chapter headers. And I just really, it has a table of contents. I didn't read that. And then a warning. And I just, like, my name's in the thing. And then there's also, I'm just like geeking out, a QR code for a Spotify playlist, which I need to still listen to. And yeah, my name is in the acknowledgements. And I'm just like, I love it. This is a book that I'm not dying to reread of it. I've read it twice this year, but like I'm dying to know where the sequel goes. And the sequel is currently still being written, so we're at least another year plus out from that. But I know later I will put the dust jacket on this, and I will show you that. I might watch another episode of One of Us is Lying and do this, because I'm dying to watch more of One of Us is Lying. So I might do that. I'm not sure, depends on like what time. I'm done a few other things, but so I just finished One of Us is Lying episode 2, and I'm enjoying the show. Like obviously it's not like, I don't know, like I'm loving it, but because I just read the book, I know exactly what's going on. I love the teeny tiny little changes, I guess, and the way that we're kind of seeing, not flashbacks per se, but almost, so we're adding a little bit more, I feel like we're almost adding more to the story, while keeping it, like, we're keeping the same plot as the book, it seems like, but we're just adding little things that are like, little things that make sense to the plot. I do really, really enjoy that. And while I watched that, well, for the first about 10 minutes, I worked on putting my dust jacket on, and it's a not perfect, but like it's good enough. There's like a teeny tiny little chunk here that sticks out. Like at the back, you can barely see it. Well, I don't even know if you can see it on camera. Yeah, like right there. If you can see that, that's like the only thing. But I just love these covers so much. I have the other two as well, but the artist is, it says on one of these fold out things, that's who it is by. Cover designed by LL Starcaster LL. That's their Instagram, Twitter, and I think Etsy handle. I know currently these aren't available on their Etsy store, but I think should be doing I think there will be a pre-order sometime later this year, I think. I know that I got this on pre-order back in September, and they did say, and Marcy, who is like, that's the person's name that created this, did tweet about there being possibly a pre-order later this year. I think maybe November, I think. I'm not sure, but I absolutely love these covers so much. Like, so much. But I'm going to maybe finish, fingers crossed, Aristotle and Dante dive into the waters of the world. Although it is 8:30 and I do really need to kick my butt into gear with my book, because I have 3 days to write 1 chapter, which I normally typically write 1 chapter in about 4 days, because I usually split it up into about 4 or 5 sections. And I have this split up into 3 sections, although I'm not really sure how it's going to work out. So I'm just fingers crossed, fingers crossed, fingers crossed. I literally will forego everything I need to do on Friday to get it finished. So, yeah. So it's 5:30 on Thursday, and I'm just now picking up the camera. I didn't end up going to work today, so I did get a little bit of stuff done to do with schoolwork. But that's basically it. Last night I finished Aristotle and Dante Dive Into the Waters of the World. I'm giving it 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. I loved some of the topics talked about, but it didn't blow me away. And also, part of me almost feels like this book wasn't necessary. Solely I'm just thinking from the fact that between the first book coming out and the second book coming out, there was about, the first one was published in 2012? I feel like 2012. So between the first book's release and the second book's release, it was like 9 years, or almost 9 years. And yeah, it was 2012 because I just quickly checked my spreadsheet. So I almost feel like it wasn't necessary in the fact that the story was already wrapped up for so long that it almost felt like a cash grab. But it kind of did, especially from the fact, don't get me wrong, the topics talked about were really good, and I do really love these characters and all of that, but you get what I'm saying? It was very enjoyable, but was it needed? Kind of, but also not at the same time, and it's just a whole thing. I'm not the right person to technically say that or anything, but it was a nice read. And then I read today's pages for Wolfsong, and I haven't really talked about this book that much, but this book has made me cry, it has made me scream, it has made me have to get up and leave the iPad behind after finishing a chapter going, we gotta give it 20 minutes to sink in. There has been so much going on, and I'm loving it so much. It's going to be 5 stars. There is nothing that could happen in this book that wouldn't make it 5 stars. I have no idea what percentage I'm on, because I need to calculate it, because on Hoopla it doesn't give you the percent that you're reading, which I find a little bit weird, because every other app I've ever read on does. If you're on Libby, which is another library book service thing, because I'm reading this from my library, because my library has all 4 books in the Green Creek series on Hoopla, so I'm going to read them there. Cause like to save me some money, even though I'm kind of sitting here like I wish I had the paperbacks to annotate. But I'm not going to drop like $80 on the entire series because I don't have $80. I have like $27 in my bank account that I can spend. And that has to last me like the whole month. Because all my money from my paycheck on Monday will be going either to bills, to gas, or to savings. I might have maybe $5 from it. But that's a whole different thing. But I'm really loving Wolfsong. I'm enjoying it so much. I have to now, well, not right now, but soon here, film my mid-month wrap-up. And then I'm going to be watching some of One of Us is Lying, like episode 3, because, well, the next 3 episodes came out. I think it's that. So there's more episodes, and I'm kind of wanting to watch more because what I watched yesterday I really liked, and also I just don't want to do anything. And I feel like just watching a TV show is doing something without actually doing something. You get what I mean? So the next physical read I'm starting is Her Royal Highness by Rachel Hawkins. This technically is the second book in the, what is the series called? In the Royals series, it's 2 books, right? Yeah. And I read book 1 I'm trying to fact check this. Last January? Yeah, last January. So it's been a while. But it's more of a companion to that. Essentially, we are following Millie, who is from Texas, who decides to get away from a kind of ex-girlfriend, kind of ex-friend. She decides to apply to this boarding school in Scotland and, well, gets accepted and goes, and her roommate is Princess Flora, and it is a it's a sapphic enemies to lovers, and I'm very excited about it. I made it to page 54. I was close, and it's okay. That's all I can say. Yeah, because I did read I read book 1, which is Royals, back last January. Technically, it's been rebranded as Prince Charming, but I have the original Royals, like, hardcover. Like, I have it as that, so that's what I'm going to refer to it as, if I ever refer to it. But I already love the few little, not Easter eggs, but, just a few little nods to some of the other characters, although I don't remember that much from Royals, because, again, I read it in January. I couldn't have told you the main character's name until I just quickly Goodreadsed it, because that was starting to annoy me. I'm like, you've been dropped, you've been, not name dropped once, but you've been mentioned once, what's your name, and then all of that. So I am enjoying this. And in the ebook I'm going to be starting tonight is There's Someone Inside Your House by Stephanie Perkins, and that is a horror. It essentially, I don't know anything about it essentially. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's like a girl moves from Hawaii to, my brain is saying Nebraska, but that doesn't sound right. It is Nebraska. Haha, it is Nebraska. I did remember that. I'll just really read the thing. Nikki Young has thought she left her dark past behind in Hawaii, settling with her grandmother in landlocked Nebraska. She found a new friend and has even started to fall for the mysterious outsider Ollie Larson, but her past isn't far behind. Then, one by one, the students of Osborne High begin to die in a series of gruesome murders, each with increasingly grotesque flair, and as the terror grows closer and her feelings for Ollie intensify, Medea is forced to confront her own dark secrets. So that's what I'm going to be reading next. I'm borrowing this through my library. I seem to be reading a million things from my library because Wolfsong is from my library. Her Royal Highness is from my library. There Is Someone Inside Your House is from my library. Next week, I'm going to be reading a book from my library. Check Please, the book that I just finished, is from my library. I am getting use of my library so much. That's the best decision I've ever had, was to start using my library more. Oh my gosh. So that's what I'm going to be starting tonight. I'm going to start that here in probably like 10-15 minutes. After I add this to Goodreads and Storygraph saying that I started it. Yeah, I'm excited to, I don't really read horror, so I'm excited to see how there's someone inside your house feels, is that the right term? Like, how I enjoy it type thing? I don't know. Okay, so it's 6:09 on Friday, and first thing I want to say is I do realize that when I first talked about there's someone inside your house, I pronounced the main character's name wrong. My brain read the letters and then just reconfigured them into a different name. So instead of how I was saying Manika, it's Makani or something like that. I don't know how it's actually pronounced. Makani. Makani, that's at least how I'm pronouncing it in my head. And I realized that after I started reading, I was like, wait, I said the name wrong. But I did make it to 26% of There's Someone Inside Your House. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm enjoying it, but at the same time, it's iffy. So, like, I don't have strong thoughts on it yet. It does seem just like a mediocre-ish read, I guess. But I am now going to start editing my video because I just remembered I needed to edit a video for tomorrow, and I filmed it last night. I need to edit it and do the description. I'll do the description and the thumbnail tomorrow, but I need to edit this video so that I can upload it tomorrow. Oops. So it's about 8:30 and video is edited and exported, and I made it to page 124 of Her Highness, and it's good, but it's not great. That's pretty much all I can say. Is I'm enjoying it. I enjoy Millie as a character, but that's like all I can say. I mean, this wasn't a book that I would be like, oh my god, it's gonna be amazing. I was like, it's gonna be a quick, fun read, and that's exactly what it's feeling like. And I'd like to get this finished tomorrow, maybe, just so that I can go into next week with a new book, a book that I'm super excited to read, because I'm basically finishing a series then. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's going by pretty fast. Like, I read like 40 pages in like half an hour, so that's like pretty good. But I am going to read a little bit more of There's Someone Inside Your House, and then I'm going to finish my book because I have about 500 words-ish to go. I will probably update when I do finish it, but this last chapter is not turning out the way I want it to. But I'm going to just write what I need to write to finish the chapter, and then figure out how I'm going to fix it at a later stage, and just write what I need to write, like the facts and like the gist of it, I guess. But since it's already 8:30, I'm going to get started with that because I have till midnight to finish writing, but I want to read before I write, so I stick with my routine, and oh my gosh, I don't know how my routine's going to change once I don't have anything to write for a little while. Okay, it's 9:16 on Saturday, and let's just do like a recap of the last 24 hours, shall we? So first, last night I got to 50% of There's Someone Inside Your House, and I'm really enjoying it. The murders are really starting to ramp up, but I still have no idea who is the murderer. And I don't really have big thoughts on it, like it's enjoyable. Last night, I finished writing my story. I said I was going to update immediately after. I didn't because I needed my own feelings because, yes, I'm done this book, but I'm not done with these characters. And the previous two times I finished a book, I've left the characters behind because I've only written two, like, contemporary standalones type thing, not a first book in a series where I'm literally going to be writing more about these characters in the near future. I mean, I need a plan book too, but like I can still plan a book and it's still these characters. So that's gonna be a little weird. I feel so glad. Like the final word count is like 75,000 words, which is about what I wanted. My goal was about I think my nano goal was 72, so I only went over by a few thousand words, which was perfectly fine. Then this afternoon I finished Wolf Song by TJ Cloon, giving it 5 stars. I absolutely loved it, and I didn't realize that the 4 books in this series, each book follows a different like set of characters. So like book 1 we follow 2 characters, book 2 we follow 2 characters, book 3 we follow one of the characters that we know but might have been introduced. I don't know exactly the order, but I thought it was just like one big series where we follow one main character, and I'm honestly so excited to read book 2, which is Raven Song, which I'll be reading sometime in November for the pack along. We might actually be doing, I think, might try to be finishing off the series before the end of the year instead of finishing in January. I'm not sure. But, yeah, I finished that today, and that was really enjoyed it. It made me cry. The ending wasn't what I expected it to be. I just really enjoyed it, and I can't really describe anything else, like, except I enjoyed it. I love these characters. I love the character dynamics of how it's, like, found family slash real family slash it has the, like, not quite second chance romance, but, like, kind of. It has, like, it discusses multiple topics. I just really love it. And I'm so excited for the discussion of it. I'm literally gonna probably need to write down my thoughts so I'm not just like I loved it. Like, it could be on my top favorites of the year, but I also don't want to say that because maybe one of the later books in the series might be as well. Who knows, but so far I'm loving it. And I'm so excited to continue on the series. Then I had an opportunity, like a really cool opportunity is so in this like buddy read group that we're buddy reading like Wolf Song with, Melanie from Completely Melanie messaged earlier this week and was like, hey, who wants to do a movie night Saturday? We'll watch what was it called, Night Books, and we'll like watch it together on this like one app, on this one, like, it's a computer extension, and we'll just watch it together, chat about it and all that. So I get to the last, like, I joined it, I watched it, Night Books. I need to actually technically watch the ending, like the last 10 minutes, but I'll explain why I didn't watch it. So first it was acting up on my end. I couldn't hear them, but I could hear the movie, so like that's perfectly fine. And then about the last 20 minutes of the movie, my mom comes in my room and is like, we found one of my cats. About a month ago, 2 of my cats went missing, and one of them was found. My cat Tippy was found. We had to go like 10 minutes out of town to find him because that's where he ended up. And it was just like, so I had to leave that thing before the last 10 minutes of the movie, so I'll be watching the last 10 minutes of the movie tomorrow, because it's already again like 9:20 as I'm filming this. So like that's been my last 24 hours, and like sorry, I'm cracking my knuckles. I just like, the last 24 hours have been like a whirlwind of like, I finished writing my book, I finished a book that I gave 5 stars and I love, I watched a movie that with people that I literally like it's still almost surreal of like, this buddy read group has now opened up so many more opportunities and so many people to talk with, and like, I don't know, I need to, I have these bookish people, but I need to expand it more, I feel like. But I'm not going to read any more of Her Royal Highness. I'm just too like mentally exhausted to. So I'll hopefully finish that tomorrow though. Fingers crossed finishing it sometime tomorrow, although I think I might babysit tomorrow, so I'm not sure. But I am going to try to read more of There's Someone Inside Your House. Fun thing is I don't have to like stop reading at a certain time so I can get writing done. That's like a bizarre thing of like, I can just read till I go to bed. I don't have to like read and then like stop and then write. So that's almost like a concept I don't quite understand. I do plan here in a few days starting to, I don't know, either plan out book 2 in this, like, fantasy series, or start planning my, my new adult romance book that has been creeping its way into my head slowly but surely. I might kind of plan those two simultaneously, and then when I go to actually need to write, I might just pick which one I'm wanting to write more, or which one I have the outline more. I don't think I'm going to officially start writing until November, but even then I don't think it's going to be for Nano, but it'll be my own thing, and my camera battery's dying. So I guess that's a sign I should end this vlog. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's super long. I'm going to try to cut it down as much as possible, but I have, I think, over an hour of raw footage to edit down. So it's looking to be probably at least 45 minutes, if not longer. But I really hope you enjoyed this video, and bye!